Hi Stampers, this is Trevis. Welcome to Video Tuesday. And so today is Tuesday, November 11th, 2025, and it's Veterans Day. And I thank all of the veterans out there for your service. So today we are going to be making a Christmas card. I am going to be using some designer series paper from the mini catalog, and I'm going to be using a non-Christmas stamp set to make the Christmas card. So the stamp set I'm going to be using is Charming Day. I'm actually going to be using the dies and not the stamp set, just the dies. And I'm also going to be using a North Pole delivery. This is from the mini catalog, and it's item number, I'll tell you the item number so you'll know, 165837. This paper is so cute, and what I love about it is that one side is real cutesy and the other side is more neutral. So we're going to be using both sides of the paper. We're also going to be doing, for my sentiment, I'm going to be using Greetings for You Mix and Match ephemera. And so these are the gold embossed Christmas sayings. And then we're going to tint them and make them usable in this card. Okay, put that back. Okay, so let's get started today. Put the camera down, less chatting, more stamping. Before I get started, I am going to talk a little bit about Paper Pumpkin. And so if you are a Paper Pumpkin subscriber, you probably got the kit, the October kit was called Cozy Christmas. And if you're a subscriber, you probably belong to the Paper Pumpkin fan club. This is it's a Facebook page that is just full of ideas. And so I always post my cards on there after I finish them, all my alternatives. So today, if you probably already saw some of these cards that I made these 7 cards and I showed these. Well, let's see. Hold on. I think I showed all these already. Yes, I don't think I showed that. Yeah, I did, I think. I did show all of these cards. So there were originally 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9 cards that I showed you. But I have other cards that I made since then. And let me show you these real quick. So this one, of course I used retired product, right? There's no need to save this product for what? For nothing other than using it. So I did make a joy card. Okay. I made a Christmas tree. And this is the base of one of the card bases. And all I did was stamp that in pecan pie. And then I just added some old gems and added a star at the top. Okay, so that's another card. I made this card. I really like this card. It's I used the die, Joy, that is the add-on dies. And I made this card. Okay, Warm Wishes from Our Home to Yours. Love that. I used some of the sequins from the kit to make some berries. This one, this is a kind of a unique design. I used the Joy, again, the die, but then this is old designer series paper that's retired, I think, now. So I have this one. And then I did a little fun fold. And again, I used that same designer series paper and I made it open like this. Okay, so again, I use that tree, but I use the sequins as ornaments or lights, however you want to look at it. I made this one, and I kind of struggled a little bit with the ornaments. They gave us 3 of these ornaments, and so I cut it in half, and I used it that way. I had some, I do have some gold ink, so I stamped those in gold. Okay, so I had that. This is the part of the card base. I cut it in half. And then I did the same thing with this one, another little fun fold. Okay, so I did use the ornament, the whole ornament there, and I like it. I put the joy in the center, kind of like it better with the gold joy there. I don't know, and it kind of made me happy. And then this one, I cut out joy with the die, and I struggled a little with what to do on the inside. I think I'm going to put a white piece here to cover. Well, no, I can't because that'll cover up the red joy. I might just put a white piece here and a white piece here, and that way the red will still show through. Okay, so that was a card base that came in the kit. Okay, so those were my alternatives. There's 17 alternatives total. And there were 9 envelopes. I did not use any of the envelopes in the kit to make cards. So I do have 9 envelopes. And then I just added the white envelopes for the other cards. So there's 17 cards here. And I'm thinking I'm going to sell these. So if you're interested in purchasing this kit finished, I will mail it to you or hand it to you if you're local. I'm thinking 17 cards, $35. And that would be just, you know, like a little over $2 a card, which are really, I think they're well worth that. So if you're interested, let me know. I'm going to sell this kit. And I think that'll make me happy. Ooh, I think one of these fell off. I think that'll make me happy that somebody can enjoy them. Okay, so let's get started making this card. I'm going to be using a piece of white cardstock. This is thick white cardstock, 5.5 by 8.5, and I scored it at 4 1/4. I'm going to fold this in half. Okay, and then I did cut my designer series paper, and this is the paper. Isn't this so cute? It has a vintage feel to it. You know how I feel about shabby chic and vintage. I love it. This side is also cute. So this is the side that's more neutral. So I cut this 4 1/4 by 5.5, and that's going to fit nicely right on here. Let me get my adhesive. Oh. So I'm going to go ahead and adhere this to my card. I don't think there's an up or down. It looks like either way, any way goes. So a lot of it's going to get covered up anyway. So all good. Okay. And then I had this other piece, and I thought, well, I'll just use the back side because I really like that red check. And so this is 3.5 by 4 3/4. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and adhere this to the card on top, like that. Now, the Charming Day dies. So there are 8 dies. Obviously, some of them, well, it's a mess. Some of them cut out the actual stamped images. Okay, so we have those. But then we also have these freestanding dies. Like this one is a flower. We have the little leaves. And then I call these freestanding. And then I have this one. I love this die. It's so versatile. The leaves. So I did do a little pre-work. And I did cut out 3 of those. So I have, this is Old Olive. So I have 3 of these. And then I have 2 of the smaller leaves. And this is Mossy Meadow. And then I cut out 1 flower just out of white cardstock. Okay, so I'm ready to start making this card. And I'm going to assemble this in a way that is going to turn these 3 into a wreath. Okay, so I'm going to actually add a little glue to each one. Okay, so they're kind of sticking together. There we go. So I'm just going to add, ooh, this is a fresh tube of glue, and it really comes out fast. It's okay. I'm just going to add a little bit of glue to each leaf. So I'm going to use all 3 of these. Okay, looking good. Okay, so I'm going to start with this way. I'm just going to add 1 up here. And then they kind of have a curve to them, so kind of almost, to me, it makes it easy when you're thinking about making a wreath, because it already has that curve. Okay, there we go. Put this on top. Put a little pressure on here so I don't get glue all over my fingers. There we go. So we have a wreath. Now, I'm not going to make it this a white, a a white rose. So I'm going to bring in my real red ink pad along with a dauber. Okay. And now I am going to bring in a little piece of scratch paper. And I'm just going to ink this up. And with these daubers, you have a lot of control, right? You can add just a little ink, you can add a lot, you can shade. So that's my goal, is to shade around the edges more, make it dark red. And then make the center a little lighter. Ooh, I like it. Okay. So, close that for now. I'll come back to it. Now, I want to add, let's see if this works. I want to add some speckles. So I'm going to use this is my Dark Secret Sea blend marker. So let's see if this works. I'm going to, without trying to get ink all over everything, speckle this. I don't know if it's going to work. I don't know if it's juicy enough. I see some speckles, but it's there we go. We're getting some speckles. Oh yeah. Now, I should warn you, it will get on your bone folder or whatever you're clicking it against. So use an old bone folder or a pencil or something like that. Okay. I like it. Okay, so now you can see that that has little black speckle. It's really Secret Sea. Almost looks like black speckles on it. Okay, so we have those. Now I want to put some glue on here and make my flower. So when I look at this, it's obviously not a poinsettia, but it makes me feel kind of like it's a poinsettia because it's got that red. So it could be a red rose, right? You can use red roses at Christmas time. Okay. So now I am just going to play with this a little bit. And I did want to use a darker green, so I did use Mossy Meadow. Okay, so I'm just going to add this to the card. Some going up and some going down. Oh, hello. And my flower. Okay. So before I get that all over my fingers, I'm going to use my silicone craft sheet to hold that down for just a second. Oh, so cute. Now, I have these sentiments, and there's just a ton of them, right? We've got, obviously, Happy Christmas, Merry Christmas, Merry and Bright, Joy, just tons of choices. So some of them from Our House to Yours, Season's Greetings, Merry and Bright, Season's Greetings, more of those. So I think I'm going to use, I'm leaning towards Merry and Bright because I really like the size of this one. Now, these are self-stick. So what's really nice about that is that you don't have to put adhesive on them, but I'm going to add some color to that first, and I'm going to make that bright red. Okay. So it is gold embossed. And it's going to resist on the gold part. So I should have a paper towel or something to wipe that clean. And do I have a paper towel handy? No, the answer is no. But hold on. We can make that happen pretty quickly. I have a paper towel right here. Because you really do need to wipe away the ink. And when you do, it's going to really make that gold pop. Okay, And now I just want to peel this off the backing. Now you could still pop these up if you want. So an easy way I'm going to tell you to do that is if you don't want the sticky on there, still peel it off, but then use your embossing buddy to take all that sticky off and then put your dimensionals on there. I think I'm going to put it right here. Okay. Now I do think it needs a little ribbon or something, so I'm going to use this. And you're probably thinking, what? That's pink. Yeah, it is. It's like petal pink, but I've done this before and absolutely love it. So I'm going to pull some of these fibers out and make a really cute bow. I'm going to pull out 3 of them. And then I'm just going to take my dauber and I'm going to add some color to them. Not a lot, just a little bit. Just to add a little bit of a red tinge to them. So you could do this with any color, right? You could add green, you could make them, even though they are pink, they'll dye pretty easily because of the fiber. They're very fibrous. Now, you should let them dry because you're going to get a little ink on your fingers. But guess what? If you're a stamper, you don't care if you have ink on your fingers. Okay, so now I'm just going to take these 3 and I'm going to tie them into a little bow. Like that. And see if I can make this work. There we go. I think, yeah, there we go. And I'm going to make it kind of small loops, but I'm going to leave those edges long. Leave those long tails. Okay, maybe not quite that long. It looks a little wild. Looks more like a scary Halloween. Okay, now I'm going to add a couple of my, just a couple of these. Okay, so I'm going to put one right here. I'm going to use 2. So, you know, mini glue dots don't usually come on a sheet. When you purchase them, they come in a roll. But if you are a Paper Pumpkin subscriber, you probably got like more of these on sheets than you can count. Oh, that's so cute. Trim this down a little more. Give it a little haircut. There we go. Okay. Does it need anything else? The only thing I could think of is maybe some gems, but gee, I don't know. I'm kind of just liking it like that. So there was a little piece of this paper when I cut it. I had this little strip. And I think this strip might look cute inside. Yep. And I like not wasting it. So I'm just going to add this on the inside of the card. Right here. Okay. So there's my finished card. Merry and bright and oh, so cute. So this is a non-traditional stamp set die with some mini catalog DSP and some non-traditional twine to make a card, a Christmas card. Hope you enjoyed it today. My name's Trevis Bossler, Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in St. Louis, Missouri. I'll see you on Friday. Thanks for watching. Bye.